Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Okay, so they're done with their conversation. It was one of those we disagree and continue to disagree, and no, we're not agree. No, we just disagree, and they are at least pulling Luca in now for one reason or another. But who is pulling Luca in? And I
Just
do
right,
apologize
apparently.
if we drop some frames. Comcast literally just
Oh,
started going like, "Ah." But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
but I will pull Rick aside for one last moment. It's just so you know, in case everything goes wrong and you are unable to convince Luca better than I would, uh, and is coming on the ship with us, regardless if he's disguised as Nico or not. Just so you're aware.
I was assuming as much.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so I'm gonna when I see Luca, I'm gonna say, "Hey, Luca,
Yes.
you wanna go get lunch?"
Doesn't
we are. Kira came back with breakfast.
didn't Karen say she needed to talk to me in the morning?
Well, she's not
Right?
here, and
Oh,
they've
man,
been away
I'm
all
there.
morning.
Luca,
I would be there.
I look at
Oh.
him very pointedly. Let's go get lunch.
Sure.
Reich can
Stalboy.
talk to you instead
Oh, Reich's gonna
because-
talk to me instead.
because he needs
God's
to
above,
protect you.
woman. Have some fucking class.
He needs to protect your feelings, Luca. They're so delicate and dangerous.
Luca does have delicate feelings.
He just
He looks at
Luca.
Kieran, looks at Stalboy, looks at Reich. Like
I look super unamused. And I
it's one of those
say,
moments where you're like,
Luca.
is everyone
Luca.
treating me weird? Anyway, so he looks at Reich. Sure, but you're buying.
Huh.
Aren't I always?
Just as they leave, Stab will go to Kieran. He's fully packed. He actually would have packed up her stuff as well after she went, as best as he could. They're probably it's in some of the wrong places, but it's like,
Yeah.
Do you know anywhere we can get some good wine?
Actually, I would like to pay on my way out. Just be
fine.
like, hey, we're preparing to leave. How much do we owe?
Well, I did apply a discount for you guys because I understand circumstances and stuff. It does come up to 410 gold pieces. If you do not currently have this on you, I completely understand. What I'll do is I'll contact. I'm sorry.
I do.
Oh, well, never mind. You go right ahead.
I pay the full 410 gold pieces.
Oh, okay. I mean, I was gonna say I'd give some money in, but you're not even gonna tell us how much it was, so I think you're good.
Rip
Yeah.
my coin purse.
Stabble keeps getting away with not paying for things, and it's great.
It's good. I'm sorry, but Stalbor is like the friend that everybody's vying to be friends with. Like you're like the hot friend.
Pieces
Like
first.
I bought you lunch. I
I've
bought you
been that
lunch.
friend, hey, here's a free, here's, you want my Jack and Coke? I'm like, yes.
Yeah, I literally just walked into the bar and you're
Yeah.
already buying me drinks. Okay.
Cheers.
So I go and probably back to the same exact place, sit at the same exact table as I was before. Like, it's lunchtime now.
Oh, the
I guess
usual
something-
place. Good choice.
I order something very small and a drink, and I order a drink for him too, and I say, please get whatever you want. I'm gonna be plain with you because we have that kind of friendship, or I like to think we do.
Okay. I'll ask the barmaid for another drink and put down probably half of this drink. Be like, okay.
Kieran intends on bringing N on the ship.
But we spoke about, I mean, not that, but we spoke. N is gonna be, he's pretending to be Nico. He kind of hushes his voice a little bit. He's pretending to be Nico. I'm gonna be excommunicated. He's literally handling the fact that I'm gonna be excommunicated in siding with me.
We are making our ways to the Lazar Principalities. The Lazar Principalities are notoriously anti-House Lyrandar for reasons that were explained to me, but are frankly rather unimportant. The important thing is that I need to let you in on something.
Okay. Didn't you just let me in? That Kieran wants to bring in?
Yes, but something else.
Okay, what?
I've recently made contact inside your house with a third party. Who I've informed that there is a outside entity. I specified that a changeling in their midst. I told him very little else, no specifics.
Okay.
If
Well, that.
you promise, or more, if you decide to not fight against the her wishes, I believe truly that after we have successfully made our way through the Lazar principalities and made our way safely back out, we might be able to expose him for what he is. And perhaps we can use this information as leverage to figure out what he knows, because he claims that he knows very little about the organization that he's part of, but I find that rather suspicious and frankly entirely unlikely. I think that he's holding something back. And I think that Kieran is very apt to believe him because she is friends with him.
I don't interrupt, but I wait for you to finish, and I say, yes, it seems very convenient the fact that he doesn't know what he's done and who he's working for, and his parent is dead or whatever it may be, but he is the only shot I have at finding Nico. So I need to keep him under wraps, absolutely. However, more so, I need him here. I need him defending me. I don't have anyone. If he leaves, I will be excommunicated, it seems.
From what Kieran has told me, this is happening regardless of whether or not we want it to happen. You're welcome to speak to Kieran and to relay your opinion, but
so if I go speak to him right now, and he says he wants to go with Kieran, and I basically say I'm not happy with it, he's coming anyway.
I cannot speak to as what N will do. I can only tell you what Kieran has informed me of.
You know more since you just had how long were they gone, Scott?
A while.
Since you just had several hours, an hour, however long it is, since you just had that period of time alone with Kieran, you obviously have picked her brain much more than I possibly could have.
Kieran made it seem that this is happening.
Well, I believe let's get it from the horse's mouth. Let's go to N.
If that is your intention, I would very much recommend you go speak to Kieran. If you do this without her, I fear as though it will cause a rift. I understand that if you decide not to do this, that this will be for reasons that are quite with merit. But if you go to N without Kieran, and he decides not to come with us, I can promise you there will be an issue. There will be an issue. If nothing other than the fact that we are heading into a place that we are not familiar with and is enemies with the ship with whom we fly the flag. House Lyrandar is not well loved in the Lazar Principalities. I could not explain to you why, as I still have very little understanding, though Kieran assures me that it has something to do with them starving the people of the Lazar Principalities, and I feel as though that's a rather valid reason for disliking a group.
I agree that we might be going into a area that's unknown, but are you telling me that there's literally no one better than N? There's literally no one better than N. He's the only option?
That's what Kieran has told me.
Well, I want to go speak to N. I want, as you said, it is probably smart to talk to Kieran first. However, I want you there when we speak to N.
You know that I will follow you if it is what you ask, but may I ask why?
Simply because you seem to be a voice of reason. And if they are connected in some way, some friendship, then they might do something they're not comfortable with doing in order to benefit their relationship. And I honestly, that doesn't benefit me. It does not help me, and I think that realistically, you can at least have realistic expectations out of everyone, and be a voice of reason in an emotional crisis.
Let's go speak to Karen. We'll see what she thinks of this, and if this is acceptable, then follow I will.
All right. We'll take our short, sweet little talk.
I go back to Karen with my tail between
I
my
mean, that was
legs.
so quick. The sandwiches didn't even arrive yet. Now, like, do you take them like with you when you go, or like,
Can I get a box for this?
like,
I walk out with my other mug of beer and just drink it on the way.
it's one of those things where you guys are such regulars there. They don't care that you take the mugs out every time you
You're
go because
here
you always bring them
all the
back.
time.
We
You
always
always just
bring
like
them
walk back with an old moldy mug that hasn't been cleaned yet, and they just fill it up with more beer for you.
And
Oh, nice.
I'll
They
pay
have one of
him.
those mug programs.
It's
Bring
like
a
a
mug, fill a
wok.
mug.
You gotta season it.
Yeah,
Bring a mug, fill a mug.
yeah.
It's like 7-Eleven on free Slurpee day, where you can
Oh.
just fill any size container.
All right,
It's
so
like that.
so you guys get back to the place. Kieran and Stalbor are there, but before you guys get back, just because I have to see this, Kieran, he asks him to leave, and as soon as they walk out the door, like literally, they're probably not even out of the building yet. What do you say to Stalbor?
Valbor Art says we should get some wine.
They're fucking stupid. I can't stand them. Either one of them, Stalbor. I can't deal with it.
But
I
why?
can't deal with them. Because they have no idea what we're going into. I do. But do they listen? No, they don't. They don't care. They don't understand. I do all this shit for you guys. I make friends with the fucking changeling instead of lightning bolting him, which is what I want to do in the first place. Just to protect people. Just to help you guys. And no, all I get is attitude. I get poison. It's bullshit. Also, I have not wine. I have whiskey. Yeah.
Ugh. DJ drinks it.
He drinks it like wine.
Yes.
Yeah.
God.
Yes, of course.
Well, I know enough to trust the captain, a seasoned captain, when we're
Thank you.
going to the principalities. I barely know what it means, but I know you know what you're doing.
It means that there's piracy. It means that it's not necessarily frowned upon. But more importantly, it means that we could be going to like an open war zone. And
Why I want someone who knows what the fuck they're doing in charge.
yeah,
And considering
they-
we don't have anyone, I'll settle for you.
Ah,
thank you. I appreciate that. I
But
need
what else
somebody
have they
else who knows
said?
what they're doing.
Very
Aboard
pissed,
that
Kieran.
Yeah.
They haven't just wounded your pride. What have they said?
I don't know. It's the implication that I'm doing this for myself when I'm not. If I was doing this for myself, I would have abandoned them a long time ago.
That's the thing. You're
I
not
would
doing
have
it.
I would have killed N. If it wasn't like,
You're not a selfish person, Kieran, no matter how it seems.
oh,
It might seem like that on the surface, but really you'd be doing this all for Dane. Wouldn't you?
this actually isn't for Dane. This is for you guys.
And then maybe you're finally getting a little bit of closure.
Karen doesn't like that, and she'll take a very long drink.
You know, Reich once said when I was looking out onto the water that he hopes I find what I'm looking for. I already found it years ago. I found my closure, and I accepted that life's a piece of shit. But you can make it better. And the people around you, even if they're pieces of shit, can make it better. No, I haven't eaten anything. I drank half that flask of whiskey. So any
Here's
advice
the
I'm
other
giving
half.
you, any advice I give you, take with a pound of salt.
Mm,
A pound of salt.
a pound of salt. Listen, I'm doing this next thing for Reich. I'm trying to help him out. I can't bring you guys to the principalities without somebody who knows what they're doing.
Who's that somebody?
N?
Luca's gonna be mad.
He is. Some things you should know. Changelings are a very prominent force there. He knows what he's doing. He's from the area. I know it.
If you have already had this conversation with N, and he's agreed to it, then it's clearly a good idea. And
He actually
clearly
didn't,
you
he
know
actually
what
didn't quite agree with it. He thought maybe he should stay behind and try to protect Lucas' reputation. But I'm more important with his life. So there's that. I don't really care about his house.
Who gives a fuck about houses?
People that don't like rain.
Yeah.
Oh, good one, Scott. He kind of thinks for a bit. Well, I'll be glad to have N on the ship either way. Either
Also,
defense or just someone.
it's everybody on the ship. Everybody who's a member of House Larendar on the ship is a threat target.
Hmm. Well, I don't know what to say other than I don't know. Maybe you have a good idea.
I'm not good at this, Stalbor. I'm not good at protecting people. I'm not made for it.
Yeah. Even when you are made for it, you still fail. So.
We finish off the whiskey, I guess. At that point.
Yeah, we finished the whiskey and just quiet.
A bit later, because I imagine the two of them are a little like quiet and maybe a little bit more small talk, but nothing worth noting. And eventually, the two of them
Check out
come
my
back
hole.
in.
Check out my hole. There's a hole.
Stalbor is filled in. We can talk plainly here, assuming that we're not being listened in on.
Yes.
Okay, so they come in.
And I say that to them.
Yeah, that's what she's saying. I sit down, and I kind of look at Kieran like with eyes of like, oh God, I'm sorry. And I look at.
What did you do? What did you do? What did you say?
I simply told him exactly what I told you I was going to say. However, I look at.
I fucking hate you. Where's all this foresight, right? Did you fix the problems?
I look at Luca.
Luca's like standing there like, what the fuck?
I had hoped by talking to you as I did, there would be understanding. Though you came back with a unexpected
Listen, Luca,
line of questioning.
I'm making the decisions I need to based on our survival.
Okay. And what do you expect me to do? I've already told you I'm gonna be excommunicated
I
from my
don't
house.
expect you to do anything. You're not gonna excommunicate from your house. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine.
Alright,
We'll bring
you're right. You are so right. I
that.
am gonna be fine because I have him defending me.
What does that do with anything?
What do you? He like looks around like, is this real life? Am I being punked right now? No, he's like,
Luca.
I'm sorry.
Where's
What does that
Ashton
do?
Kutcher?
Right, that wasn't what we talked about. That had nothing to do with anything. What? how did
Luca,
it
I
even
just
come up?
have to
That
ask
was
you a
unexpected.
blunt question.
sure.
Why does your house matter?
Oof.
He kind of gives you not a rude look, but a taken aback look. You know that whole you staying with me, and then we went to the academy together, and then they trained me, and then they did this and that, and he's like points out all these things. He's like, that's because I'm a part of something. It's because I'm a part of their family. It's because I'm a part of their house. They've looked after me, and I owe at least something back to them. I'm not quite sure what I owe back, but I'm willing to give it back. However, if they excommunicate me, they're basically saying that I am a lost cause. They're basically saying that I'm not worth what they've put into me. And by any means, I have worth.
So that's what you're worried about, your house? Okay, that's fine. Listen, you are currently doing a favor for them. It's a huge favor. Transportation is valuable.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be a house without it. You're doing this on your own without N's help, okay?
Doing
Great.
what on my own without N's help?
Securing the transportation deals with House Larendar.
Yes.
That is valuable to them. You're not going to excommunicate you. I wouldn't worry about that. Is that all you're worried about? Is your connection to your house? Because that's fine. Like, we're gonna secure that, and it's gonna be okay.
How are we gonna secure that?
through the deals that you're making, the value you have to your house.
Right, and I need someone here that is defending me as well.
Luca, you're doing this on your own. You don't need somebody defending you.
I look at you puzzled, like I do. To Luca, it's knowledge to him that he needs someone there to defend him. So he's
Luca,
just like,
let me put this in simple terms. Would you rather have N defend you here in Shan in a courtroom defending your potential future, or have N on a boat with you defending your life?
Luca, I gave you the option.
He looks like dead in the eye. Looks Starboard dead in the eye. In the courtroom, not on a boat with me, where my life is in his hands.
Luca, I had you set up these deals so that you could prove yourself to your house. They're not going to excommunicate me if you're valuable. That's the trick. Like, trust me, I've been there. I've done this.
I disagree.
You don't... Luca, there's no disagreement. Like, it's a fact. Like...
There is a third option.
What's the third option, Rick?
This is my quest to undertake alone, and
Oh
alone
my
I
God.
can undertake it.
No one
Wait,
gives a
why
fuck
do we
about
have
you.
to go through the principalities?
Yeah.
Because we
I
have a
need
ship.
to make my way to the Murrah Holds.
So we have to go through there because we have a ship.
Oh,
There's no other way.
no. We could go the other round of the continent, Luca. We could go the other side. We can go, you know, 7.
All the way
Yeah, but
around the world.
We can go all the way around the world, more or less, the other side,
But
if you really want to.
The only reason we need to go there is because I need to make my way to the Murrah Holds.
Shut
Right.
up. I don't care about you.
No. Right?
Nothing to do with you.
Care about you. We're doing
cares
this.
about you? I don't care about you.
Yeah, right.
Kieran doesn't care about you. We care about you. We're doing this. Not just for you, but for everything. For Luca, for Kieran.
I'm
I'm the only one that has no stake in this, and I'm still doing this for all of you.
Yeah.
Do you know how
Okay.
much that matters?
Stalwart, you said you wanted to meet N, right?
Yeah.
Well, I said this to Reich, Kieran. I think that you and I need to go have a conversation with N.
Fine, let's go have a conversation with him again. I'm sure that'll end up well.
Okay.
In the meantime, I can't get you to the principalities without somebody else. I already have 3 people who aren't sailors on that ship. And a ship
So-
that is slower, not combat oriented, in dangerous waters.
So you need someone who is going to be good,
Useful.
useful, know the area or something. Why can't we find someone else? Why does it have to be N?
So was useful to
okay,
have someone you
again,
trust?
are you from the principalities? Do you know
said
anything
someone
about
I trust?
No, Stalwart.
Stop.
know-
You want me to have someone I trust?
Luca, do you know anything about the principalities? Anything at all? Do you know anything about changelings in the principalities?
I don't
No.
think Luke knows anything about it. Yeah.
No, you don't. That's the problem. You don't understand the significance of having a changeling on your side in that area. I am from that area. I fought in the war in that area. I know the significance of having a changeling will have because they have a very prominent influence there.
That's great.
It's great. And he knows the area and he can sail, and it's something I need.
Your
I'm
voice is essentially falling on deaf ears. I think we need to go speak to N.
I hate you. I hate you more, Reich. I would punch you again. If you
I
were in a
just-
hospital, they'd probably
I-
arrest me.
Just wanted to help.
I know you did. You had the best intentions, but fuck you.
What would you have done instead? You know, this is pointless.
I would have probably influenced people. If you go to this area without taking my advice, essentially, you're going to die.
And
Stalwart is
he
going
has
to
little
die.
care for that
Our
if he
crew is
doesn't.
going to
If
die.
he,
Did you say that to Luca? Luca, do you know that you're going to die? If you
I'm
try
not
to
gonna
do
die.
this, Luca,
I'm not gonna die doing this.
Luca, you don't know anything about this area. You don't. You have no idea what's going on there right now.
And you seem to be the expert on it.
I am the expert on
She
it.
is the expert on it.
Let's go talk to N.
No, it's fine. Like, you spent how long in your fucking libraries at Breckenmark not participating in the war? I fought in it. I fought in that area. I know it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Let's go talk to N.
Okay, let's talk to N.
Okay. Is it everybody who's going and who is not?
I think everyone's going.
Apparently I'm
Everyone's
going.
It's like those two are leading, and I'll be back where Reich like.
We're not-
Before you hold on, before you
We're
go,
not going
before
right
you go,
away.
before you go, before you
Oh,
go,
we're
before you go.
going.
Hold on, before
No,
you.
we're not, because we have to
Hold on,
make
before you
arrangements to
go,
speak with him.
before you go. What were you saying, Aaron?
We have to make arrangements to speak with him. If you want to talk to Nico, that's fine. You can go right now. If you want to talk to N, I need to send a message. I need to make preparations for it.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna go talk to Nico.
Okay, talk to
it'll
Nico.
It'll make preparations to talk to N.
Okay, so who is going to speak to Nico?
Probably me and Luca.
Okay.
And Reich.
I want to go.
Apparently I'm
And
going.
Nico? Sure, fine.
Okay.
That's not going
Everyone's
to do
going,
anything.
apparently.
No, this is okay because on your way over there, because I think only Kieran and Luca really understand this because of prior experiences. I imagine the two of you warn the two of them. You are not speaking to N. You are speaking to Nico, and this is super important to draw that difference.
I don't think Luca understands that fully.
No, Luca gets that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, he does.
Because that was explained to Luca. Remember, they had that whole semi-argument, semi-heart-to-heart
Yeah.
at the bar before. So Luca gets it. You don't even have to worry about in-game explanation, though I think Stalbor's reaction might be funny. You don't have to really worry
Stalbor's
about...
fucking insulted that you think he doesn't understand.
Um,
That's it. That's the gist.
so you explain that to them so that they don't fuck things up. Okay, let's get there. You guys get to House Beneath, and again, in House Beneath, there's a bit of a tension there as to everything that's going on at the moment, but this isn't anything different. However, some people that kind of know Luca, one of them just kind of like look at him from across the way and be like, "Hey, Luca, I heard down in Lower Dura, you good?" Oh, you're muted.
You're muted, Will.
Muted.
You're
We
muted.
can't hear you well.
Ah,
He's fine.
yeah, he goes, I'm fine. He like grabs his shoulder a little bit. Nothing I couldn't handle.
All right. And like
He's fine. He's not a fucking baby.
she
Yeah.
yells at that person like
Jesus fuck, I'm so tired of this.
he goes, "Hey, it's my friend. I'm just checking." And then like leaves it
yeah.
alone, even though it's somebody she's never seen before or anything.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I've never seen him.
And so whatever, you guys eventually make your way, of course, to Nico's office. And as always, Nico is just always so busy. And so when you get to his office, once again, he's in a meeting. And once again, I imagine you guys burst in. But here's the question. I'm sorry if I reignite another argument. Who opens the door? Who's the first one in?
I mean, I
would not.
I was saying,
I would not.
no,
Nope.
Luca's actively trying to stay a step ahead of Kieran to get there first.
Fine, you do it then. I don't fucking care.
I stand as far back as possible. If it's
By the way-
possible, I want to be in the room behind them.
This looks bad on you, Luca, and apparently your house view is what you care about.
You say that right outside his
Yeah.
office?
Yeah, I do.
I open the door and
I'm
walk.
actually, because these guys are like trying to fight for first place, I'm gonna stand back with Stalbar and be like, "Hey, you know, her ship is open right now. We could just go. We can just sail out into the open. We can become pirates and just start a new life for ourselves."
Stalbot took a
Then-
little break while you were traveling to buy some stuff, and he just offers Reich like a flask of wine. Just as they're like
I need
silently
something
just...
stronger than this. I pull out the remainder of my birthday whiskey.
And then we just like raise the flask at the same time. while
Me
they're
and
talking.
Stalbar are just drinking behind you guys. I was just trying to help. Just chat.